I'd like to continue where I left off in the Phil Rice book of 1858 last time. We were discussing a series of strikes in the right hand, strikes being the manner in which the right hand hits the strings on the banjo. To give a quick review, you need to get your hand in a good position for stroke style play. I use the remote as an example just because it gets your hand in a good, relaxed, curved position like that. Okay, you can use anything you want or just naturally get your hand in some kind of position similar to that. Okay, you don't want to have it too close to the bridge, you don't want to have it too close to the fingerboard either. Just in a nice relaxed way over the strings. Now to review, we talked about what a strike was. A strike is that. The most basic motion of the strike is the half strike, and that's where the first finger alone comes down and hits a string with the nail of the first hand. Just stay relaxed, let gravity take the hand down, nice loose wrist like that. Half strike. Now the thumb is all set to go on the first, the fifth string, the thumb string. So that sets us up for a full strike. A strike and a half is, of course, a full strike plus a half strike. That is a very common and widely used motion in stroke style play. A lot of early songs have that strike and a half motion in it. And then a double strike is, of course, that motion continued. Two full strikes. A lot of music is composed of a series of double strikes like that. Now, of course, the fingers and the thumb can use any combinations on the inner strings with these strikes. But for now, we're just thinking about these outside voices to get that motion and the feel so it's comfortable. Once you can do it on the outside strings, the inner ones will be a lot easier. It's easier than starting on the inner strings. So get comfortable with all the strike motions on the outside strings. Now, last time we demonstrated the song Juba. I'd like to do that again. This is from the Rice book, and we're on page 14 and 15. So this time you're going to be able to see my left hand a little bit too. And there's not much going on in the left hand. I'm either executing this chord or no, well, it's a chord, but there's no fingers pressing down on the notes there. So here's Juba. And Juba a little more up to tempo. What I want to talk about now is on page 13 in that Phil Rice book. And we're going to talk about triplets and some things we can do with our left hand to get some different articulation when combined with the strikes of the right hand. So first we're going to understand what a triplet is. A triplet is a rhythmic motion or movement, and it's where three notes spaced out evenly take the place of one strike or one beat in music. So if this is one beat, or a series of one beats, a triplet is da 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 da. Or you can think of it with the word triplet, triplet, triplet. Some people use the fruit thing and they'll go pineapple, pineapple, pineapple. It helps you think of that in an even three notes instead of da-da-da, 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 because that's not what it is. That is not a triplet. Da-da-da, da-da-da. Neither is da-da-da, da-da-da. It's triplet, triplet. So we're going to execute some triplets evenly, and I'm going to show you some things to do with the left hand. What we're going to do is a pull-off first of all. So if you can see in the left hand, I'm pressing down in the what would be the second position of the fretted banjo, and I'm going to strike that note with this hand, and then a pull-off is that. Now you have to think of a pull-off as this finger is actually plucking that note. You can think of it as if this hand came up here and is plucking that. You don't get the sound simply by lifting the finger off. You have to percussively pull that note off. So I'm going to do the example on page 13 where it's two triplets put together, ta 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 ta, and if you think about what's going on with this, you're going to have a half strike, a pull off, and then two two full strikes put together. Okay, strike and another strike, so a half strike with a pull off. Now if you think about that, you think, well, the strikes create that kind of an even dot 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 motion, but if you combine that with the half strike and the pull in the triplet rhythm, you get this. Okay, so it's a half strike, pull off, and then two full strikes. The next example is going to be a pull off from the third position. Just do a half strike on that note and pull it off. It's easy. Just half strike, pull that note, and then you combine that with your double strike again. Half strike, pull, and then so altogether it's, and then the last motion on page 13 with the triplet figure is a pull off, and this one is interesting because we're going to strike, do a half strike on that second string in the first position there, and then we're going to pull off on the first string without any kind of a strike on the right hand. So after you strike here, the right hand doesn't do anything while that note is being pulled by the left hand. And then you set yourself up for two full strikes there. All with the triplet rhythm. Da 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 da. Review the three motions we did. Here's the first one. I'll do it a few times in a row. The second one. And the third one. You'll begin to see these as a repertoire of moves that are used over and over again in these stroke style songs. So it's good to get comfortable with the technique of doing the triplets with the pull-offs, because you're going to see them popping up later in songs.